no. This is my... Everybody wants to be needed on some level. I feel like women often feel like you're a man, and it's just like, okay, so does that mean we don't have emotions?
You know, people see your family, they see Instagram pictures of you smiling and happy and stuff all the time. They don't think you got real issues. You know what I mean? I don't think you have to sleep back to back, like climbing in the bed and you like look over there and you got that back roll though. That's the worst feeling in the world.
What I thought was when I met my dad was, oh, I'm free to love now. But it's like, okay, yeah, but how are you going to do it? You want to do it. I get it. And now how are you going to do it? You've never done this before. No one informs you how to do this. You don't even have the tools to do it. Oh, no, but I'm going to do it because I'm ready. And that's why I say, you mature faster than me. I wasn't ready. Like all these things are, again, this is my real life. You know, like, I just ran into this place and we built this big, beautiful mansion of a relationship. You know what I mean? That wasn't totally built on the 100% truth. And then it started cracking, you know, and then things start happening that the public can see. You know what I'm saying? And then we had to go to a point and be like, okay, tear this down. And let's start from the beginning. And it's hard. Remember, we just talked about me. I'm from Marcy Projects. And we shot at all kind of things. Nothing's harder than this. By far, I'm telling you, it's the hardest thing I've ever done. And most people, most humans, us, you know what I mean? We're not willing to put ourselves through that. Most people give up.
I don't know. I had to learn how to treat somebody else as good as I wanted to treat myself, because growing up, like in our environments where we grew up, I grew up in a household like the only person you know treat good is your mom. My dad was dead, my sister. You in a neighborhood, cutthroat neighborhoods, people killing, all types of stuff. Cops sending people to jail for no reason. You do for yourself before you do for anybody. So, you know, as time went by, I had to learn how to like care for somebody as much as I care for myself.
Kids that's, you know, that was raised the same way I was raised, with that hardness. I would break that down by telling them to think of the most excruciating thing you can feel, you know, as far as a loss. How would that make you feel? Recognize that emotion, you know, prior to it, you know, even happening. Now, it's a key word in this. It's perspective. Take that same perspective of how you feel to what the next person may or may not be going through. And that's going to bring compassion, and that's going to bring a bond, a connection, a sense of, a feeling of emotion, you know. So, concept all the time, mom say, put yourself in someone else's shoes. You know, your situation can't be as worse as the next man standing next to you.
Yeah, I'm a real nigga. I'm a real person, like, you know, but you're doing a lot of bullshit that's really not real. But and the side of that is all of the real shit, like how we grew up, all the guys told us all of the wrong shit.
Yeah, I'm talking about like real, like this wisdom that they were giving us, but it was their level of conscience. They knew that street stuff impeccably. This invisible wisdom that you couldn't see in a different space, but they just didn't know if it was like, you know, like a superhero, you know, like their super strength was on 10, but their emotional wisdom was on zero.
Charlie Mack. All my bad ideas about women, I got from Charlie Mack. He got ideas about everything. And he was like, man, I'm telling you. This is how a date gotta go. You take them out, right? You take them out. And the first thing you do is you take them to, you know, a restaurant. You get like an appetizer at one spot. Get the appetizer at one spot, right? Then you go to another spot for the main course. Then you go to another spot for the dessert, right? Like, so you move from one spot to the next. So you take them out, because they ain't never seen no shit like that. Then, you know, when you go out in front of the place, you know, you like start a fight and you just knock somebody the fuck out. If you knock somebody the fuck out in front of a woman, she gonna love you forever. I'm telling you, you can do it or not, but that's how you get them.
I think a relationship, either you're learning or you're not learning. And I think relationships fail when you stop learning, when you stop being able to learn together. You know, I think that's when they really fall apart.
I do think, like, the relationship between black men and black women is complicated by all these other things, you know, things that, you know, just trying to talk about a little bit, like, complicated by a black man's historical inability to protect it. Complicated by black men's seeming unwillingness to be able to commit to raising their families.
I hear that I'm self-absorbed, that I think it's always about me. I'm selfish, controlling, all of the shit that we all hear, man. I mean, yeah, fuck.
This thing is constantly teaching me. I mean, in Islam, they say you don't know who you are until you get married. A man does not know himself because you being inside of that is going to reveal things that you didn't even know were in you.
Things change in terms of what we find attractive. And so the thing as we get older, and again, that definitely speaks to you being a particular type of man. Because there's some 55-year-old men who I deem more of a boy who are still in a nightclub tonight. And you know as well as I that they ain't really trying to holler at anything that's challenging. You know, they're still trying to frolic with young girls that only excite one part of themselves. And I think, you know, we learn the older we get, if again you're a particular type of man, that the most sexy thing about a woman is the one that actually leaves you thinking, that drives you to be more, and that you kind of have to look in the mirror every morning when you brush your teeth and you go, I ain't really on my A game, I ain't where I need to be. I mean, that's it. That's the hottest thing in the world.
One of my biggest fears is end up being alone. You know, not having what my mom and dad have, because the times are so different, and my circumstances, you know, I don't want to work less, you know, so the more I work, the more, you know, seen or known you are. It's like the more you're sought after, and, you know, the less, you know, genuine people that you kind of run across.
The idea of being 100% honest to me is terrifying, not just because of what I have to be honest about, but the scarier part is what I might have to hear.
It's some shit you don't want to know. It's like, it's some shit you don't want to know about your partner.
And when you hide stuff and you're not as honest and you don't communicate as much, you end up building this little demon inside, and then the demon just fucks everything up. I think in relationships you're bound to fuck up. I think it's not a relationship unless you fuck up.
Seeing the pain that I've caused my wife, seeing the pain that I caused my children and my immediate family by my selfishness, by me wanting to be right, by me wanting what I want, you know, when it was just an unnecessary want and a primal urge and shit.
I remember praying one day and I asked God to just show me all my dirt. And I sweated. He played like a highlight reel of stuff I'd never even thought of again. But by the time that happened, she was already gone, which a lot of times we don't know that, man. We don't know that women be broken up with you and left you, and which kind of makes me mad, too. Because I'm like, would you just leave me when I fucked up? So you're going to wait till I get it together, figure it out, and now you gone?
You know, I was in a relationship for 13 years. 13 real years, like not 5 years, not 7 years, 13 years. And all of a sudden, motherfuckers are writing, like, think pieces that I somehow threw a 13-year relationship, like the most painful experience I've had in my life, like with a person I've loved with all of my heart, that I threw a person and my family in the trash because a girl I worked with was cute.
I was on the boat, and I had the best time. And I was like, man, this is great. And then she had to leave, and I was like crushed. And I was like, man, I don't even feel like this. Like, what is happening to my body right now? And I was just like, don't go. And I was like, did I just say, you know, all this is new for me. Like, don't leave.
It's ill that you can have a relationship where they put it back together, right? But for me, the illest part is the third verse. Because no matter what, if we talk about man-woman relationship, the really, really illest part of it is that if my children know. Right. As somebody that has children, try to hide the arguments, that don't get too loud, stop yelling too much, they're gonna hear us. If my children line is for anybody that got kids and arguing in the house while the kids is there, or let alone you fuck up, you gotta halfway explain to the kid why this whole separation is happening.
And if my children know, I don't even know what I would do.
Did you let your wife hear that early?
Yeah.
And was it like a special, like a moment, like, did you like preface it, or did you just like, listen, like, I'm gonna soul play something for you?
No, yeah, I just played it. We've been in that space where we got to a place where we like, yeah, in order for this to work, we gotta really this can't be fake. Not 1 ounce. I'm not saying it wasn't uncomfortable, because obviously it was, but because we've been doing it for so long, it was less uncomfortable, you know.